So let's talk about names. So names are interesting to me. My name, I think, has a lot of history with it. Huang Li. It literally has the word history in it, right? And I remember growing up, my mom would make sure that I knew how to write my name in traditional Chinese because there's a lot of kind of etymological history with that word in Chinese. You know, names are also incredibly important parts of our identity. They're kind of an interesting intersection between kind of queer or trans identity and a lot of Asian Americans. These markers of I am here, I am worth remembering, worth talking about. In a word-based world, it's the word that is me, right? So it used to bother me when members of my family who aren't as exposed to Chinese used to kind of pronounce our last name wrong, which is like they would kind of pronounce it Wong, right? And kind of like drop the H a little bit too much. And I used to be so frustrated by that because I was like, that's wrong. Like, you know, like that's not the way that it should be. But I realize now that the way that someone's name is pronounced is the way that they pronounce it, right? And I have to respect that. I cannot pronounce my name wrong, right? The way that I pronounce it is that is the absolute truth. And that absolute truth can very much be transient as well. And this happens a lot, right? Like a lot of people take on westernized names because their, you know, Eastern name is too hard to pronounce. And I used to see it as like, okay, the westernized name is just a colonized name. And then I really, really want to pronounce the Eastern name. I started to realize I have to be aware of the reality that sometimes there's a lot of like repeated frustration with people mispronouncing someone else's name. Basically, all I'm saying is call people by the name that they tell you to call them by. And if they correct you, they correct you. And however they pronounce it, that is the absolute truth. You know, it's kind of as simple as that. And I've thought about changing my name too, either going by my Chinese name or my Chinese nickname, like Wenli or Awen, or something that felt more like myself. Like I'm pretty in tune with the season, so I was thinking about going by something like Winter or Blossom. I'm pretty okay with Aaron. It feels very gender neutral, so that's nice.